Alright, hey, what's up, guys? Solio back. This is the second part of Arcadia City, and right now we are just beasting the shit out of these Covenant. But I kind of got cut off at the last video because I wasn't really paying attention to the time limit in Vegas, and I didn't realize that the video was coming to an end, or I would have tried to wrap it up. But I left off with credits and how it scores you at the end of the game, and how the fact that I like that now you don't have to rely on teammates as much as you used to in all the Halo games. Because I don't know about anybody else that plays Halo, but if you play with me, you'll notice I really hate having to rely on teammates, especially if I'm going into matchmaking by myself, because generally the game will put me with the worst people you can possibly imagine, and then I will get screwed in the end because we'll lose the game. But in Reach, this isn't going to happen because, one, the matchmaking system is 1,000 times better. I mean, it matches you based on skill. You can, you know, make it, you can edit it to where you play with people who don't talk, you play with people who talk a lot, you play with people who are more team-oriented, you play with people who are more lone wolf-oriented. I mean, it's just, there's so many aspects of the multiplayer gameplay that Bungie took into account. It just amazes me. I mean, I think out of any of the gaming game developers, I think Bungie is the one who listens to their community the most, and messes and like makes their product more along the lines of what the community is looking for, and not more along the lines of what they think would be best, which is another thing that a gaming company should do. You should go with what the customer wants, not what you want. Because in reality, the customer is going to be the one buying, not you. You're just going to be the one distributing. But anyway, they implicated this new thing. It's credits, and what credits do is they can buy you armor, and that's another amazing thing. There's so many different armors you can. Oh my God! I mean, in order to buy all these armors, you're going to have to play for days and days and days on this game and get credits, and so many credits to freaking just be able to buy all of the armors, let alone implicate them into something that you think is cool, but that also promotes uniqueness, in that there's so many different ways that you can look, that there may be someone that looks exactly like you, but there's so many options that, you know, maybe someone won't look like you, because there's just so many different things you can choose from. But the credits go towards buying armor, and you get credits. You can get credits in the campaign, you can get credits in Firefight, which if you played ODST, you'll know what Firefight is. Basically, it's kind of like Nazi Zombies for Call of Duty. If you play that, you just fight a bunch of Covenant over and over and over again until either you run out of lives or you beat I think it's like 10 waves, which if you can beat 10 waves, you're a fucking man. Like, straight up, you're a man. I want to have your babies, and I want to be in and around you 24/7, straight up. Because I've only freaking gotten to like wave 8, and I got overrun, and that was in a party of 4. So,
all units.
But, oh man, Reach. I mean, I played, like, I talked about the campaign in the other video. I think I forgot to mention that whatever you create your Spartan to look like in any aspect of the game is how he's gonna look throughout every aspect of the game. Like, let's say in online you purchase a helmet and a visor and some new armor and a couple upgrades and some cool little things to go on your shoulders, little cufflinks and stuff. And then you're like, okay, well, I don't want to play multiplayer right now, I'm just really not in the mood. And then you go play campaign. The guy in the campaign, even in the cinemas, is gonna look exactly like that. To the T, everything is gonna look like that. And I think that is just mind-boggling how you can have so many options, and then take those options and still freaking make all those options be available in the campaign. That's just, it's overwhelming. I mean, it's just like, holy shit. But here's your skull. It's the, what is that? Woo skull? Woo skull? I don't know. I can't really read. The screen's pretty small, my preview screen. But that's after you, oh shit, I don't even know what you had to do for it. I think it's Banshees killed or something. I don't know. You'll see it. It'll be a certain something out of something that you have to rescue. Maybe it's 500 people you gotta rescue. Oh no, it's elites. Elites. You gotta kill 50 elites. Pretty sure that's it. But anyway, that's where the skull is. I already showed you where the black box is in the previous episode. And the trick to this one I found is I tried Gauss rushing, and it worked, but they die too fast. Like, Warthogs they're good, don't get me wrong. In an online multiplayer, they're very, very good to rush with. Like, if you have a good Gauss rush, you're generally going to win 85 to 90% of all the games you play, unless the person against you is either better at it or has a very, very good counter attack for it. Which I don't know, as far as I know, there's only one counter to it, and it has to be a Covenant, and they have to be the Prophet of Regret. And if they're not that, then generally the counters aren't sufficient enough to kill you. But I prefer tanks now. After playing this freaking level over and over and over, I've come to the realization that tanks are the more efficient and the easier way to go. And then freaking adding tanks on with Wolverines makes it that much easier, because a lot of the times Banshees are going to be the things that are attacking you. Oh, look at this little piece of shit elite. Fuck you, kid. Get off my base. Fucking slashing my building and almost killing it. What a scrub. But the Wolverines will shoot down the Banshees a whole lot faster than the Scorpions will. But the Scorpions are also a nice sort of like I wouldn't say cannon fodder, because they don't die, but they're really good distractions for your Wolverines, and because the Banshees are generally going to go after the tanks first before they hit the Wolverines. So your tanks are a lot more heavily armored than the Wolverines, so that's a very good thing for you. If you want to, you can post up Marines in those little, I guess they're trucks, I don't know, they're like those little things that electricians use to work on, or I guess that's what they kind of look like. But the Wolverines also help shoot down those Phantoms, which help you greatly. I think they're called Phantoms, I don't know. There's so many different vehicles now, fuck, I can't remember all of them. But yeah, this level takes forever. I mean, I know that you have to wait for the time limit to go out. It's just so tedious. Like, you have to watch these stupid civilians. Like, why can't civilians just pro it up and be good? I mean, come on now. I understand you're civilians, but you're living in, like, what, the 25th century? You should freaking at least have, like, anti-gravity boots or something, freaking teleporters to teleport you from one place to the other. I mean, it's not that hard. If you can master slip space travel and go from one galaxy to the next, I don't see why it's hard for you to have a thing that can take your molecules and transfer them from one place to the other, because that's essentially all that teleporting is. Just rearranging your molecules and shooting them to another place. Which, by the way, I rediscover. I don't know if that makes me sound like a super nerd, since I'm already freaking making commentary on Halo Wars, a game that like nobody plays. But I was reading in Discover about molecular transportation, and that they think that there's molecules that communicate, I wouldn't say telepathically, because obviously molecules don't have brains, so you can't have telepathy with the molecule, but they're saying that molecules can communicate from one place to the other much, much faster than the speed of light. So in theory, if you could somehow channel that communication from one molecule to the other and tell your molecules to be like, hey, transfer me to that molecule, then, like I said, in theory, it's possible to be able to transport your molecules from one place to the other. Now, is that technology going to be easily accessible within the next, I don't know, 100 years? Probably not. But from what we know now, it is possible, which is something being possible is always a step in the positive direction. Always. But this one's, excuse me for yawning, it's freaking 3 o'clock in the morning and I need to go to bed. But I wanted to crank out a couple of these commentaries because I have like 11 of the 15 levels completed, and I need to hurry up and get this done so I can make a walkthrough for my baby Reach, because, oh man, like I told you, I can't get enough of that game right now. I don't know why these goddamn sword elites are pissing me off. They just go for the supply pad. Like, it's not even an important building. I could destroy it and rebuild it for like what, 100 crates. I mean, it's not even worth it. If you're gonna go after a building, go after like a reactor or something important to my economy, not a supply pad. I don't even think it's an upgrade. Oh no, it is upgraded. Okay, so I mean, at least it's not totally worthless what he's doing. And these things, these engineer things, oh, they make me the most mad, because they'll just sit there and repair their units while I'm trying to kill them, and it just makes it increasingly harder for me to kill them, which I don't know. I mean, I try not to complain too much. Obviously I'm winning, so I can't be that upset. But right now, when I was playing this, I was looking at the cargo 1 and the cargo 2 mark, which I don't know if you can see them. I can barely see them. It looks like it's like 400 something for both. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Sure, if I'm wrong, someone will correct me. But I was, cause you gotta save 1,000. So I was like, oh shit, I have 50 seconds, you know, to get 1,000. I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do this. So I pretty much took all my units and I looked around at every single civilian and I was like, oh god, get over here, kill him, kill him, kill him. But this little gun, this thing is a waste. I just took all my units and told them to go kill it. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take all my units and just go kill it. And surprisingly, it actually worked. I took my tank and my 2 Wolverines, and I went over here and I pretty much just screwed this thing over. And I used my my airstrike to drop it down about halfway, and then you'll see my tanks just come over and use their canister shell ability and just destroy the shit out of it. But I had to come back and use fours to kill these elites because I was afraid they were gonna kill the rest of these civilians, and I needed as many as I could get. But it comes over here, and these little locusts and shit start killing all my guys. So I was like, oh god, run away, because remember, like I said, that comes into account whenever you finish. But that's the mission for you, and this is Solio, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Transports are away. Sergeant Ford, pull back and regroup. New orders are incoming.
Roger that, Captain. Most of us are heading out of the city through the traffic tunnels.